Welcome to Telugu One Academy. Friends, today we will be learning in the Central Intelligence Agencies. We will be learning about the Intelligence Bureau, the Research and Analysis Wing RAW, and even we will be looking into the prospects of Central Bureau of Investigations, that is nothing but CBI. So coming to the first one, that is Research and Analysis Wing of India. The RAW is a primary intelligence gathering agency when it comes with the external intelligence gathering, that is espionage also. It has its role. Primary Foreign Intelligence Agency of India. It was established in the year 1968 following the intelligence failure in Sino-India War, the China-India War, which happened in 1962, and Indo-Pakistan wars. Until 1968, my friends, the mandate of gathering intelligence even from the foreign affairs was with the Intelligence Bureau. Okay, the Intelligence Bureau, which is responsible for India's intelligence gathering abroad, also handle external intelligence, but because of its miserable failure in gathering of intelligence in Indo-China War, the new agency, which is called RAW, was formed. It is an intelligence agency. It doesn't has its own website, my friends. Everything what happens, or the recruitment to Research and Analysis Wing, happens to the UPSC civil services. Okay, the various agencies take part in this recruitment. People even from Indian Revenue Services, Indian Revenue IT, even from IPS, from various agencies, they take that recruitment. Okay, even from the reserve list, people are called for the interview in the Research and Analysis Wing. Okay, what is the motto of the Research and Analysis Wing? The law protects when it is protected. Okay, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitiha is the basic motto of the Research and Analysis Wing, my friend. It is under the direct command of the Prime Minister's office, my friend. It reports to the Cabinet Secretary of India, who reports it to the Prime Minister. Even the budgetary resources which are provided to Research and Analysis Wing are not known to the public. Everything is kept secret, the personnel, the chief and everything. Its primary function is to gathering foreign intelligence and engaging in counter-terrorism, advising Indian policy makers, promoting counter-proliferation and advancing India's foreign strategic interest. There are various conspiracies rotating around the Research and Analysis Wing, my friends. We see soon after the formation of Research and Analysis Wing, India has been successful in various external relations or external operations, such as it has been successful in creation of Bangladesh in Indo-Pak War of 1971. Okay, so over the time, RAW has shifted its focus. Basically, the RAW was formed to look into the external intelligence gathering from China, but because of role of Pakistan and because of our continuous fight with Pakistan, the RAW mostly focused in the region of Pakistan. It even focused on especially in Afghanistan, so that they counter the Pakistan from the Afghanistan side. Even you see, there is also cases or conspiracies sometimes so called, okay, that RAW is responsible for most of the insurgencies caused in the Balochistan region of Pakistan. Okay, again for the infiltration of other forces which are coming from Afghanistan into the region. RAW and Pakistan spy agency, that is the ISI, inter-services intelligence agencies, have been engaged in covert operation against one another over the time. So over the last 40 years, the organization has expanded its mandate and credited with greatly increasing India's influence abroad. Experts' raw powers and its role in Indian foreign policy have varied under different prime ministers. See, RAW claims what happened is, why the RAW had different mandate or role during different prime ministers is, when India was liberalized in the year 1992, the then prime minister, what he thought, now we are liberalizing, now we are moving towards the world, opening our hands or opening our doors. So we do not need a lot of espionage because it brings more and more clashes and it is not good for the economy of India. So these are the situation. But apart from that, Rao had contributions in creation of Bangladesh 1971. It even had growing influence in Afghanistan, where it works in close relation with the Afghan intel agencies. In northeast state of Sikkim, it was very successful to integrate Sikkim into India, because Sikkim was not part of India till 1975. Okay, the security of India's nuclear program, it was also there. The success of African liberation movements during Cold War. It was said that Rao had played a leading role, especially against the apartheid regime which was happening in the South Africa. And what are the weakness of Rao? What are the weakness in Rao? The intrusion of Pakistan-backed armed forces into the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir that led to the Kargil war in 1999 was one of the weakest. But Rao says that we have provided enough intelligence to the politicians of India, but there was no political will from the politician side to impose or to secure the border region in the Kargil in 1999 was the comment which was given by the Rao officers during the time. So what happened? The Indian government formed a committee to look into the failure of the recommendation and remedial measures. So later what happened was, the report of Kargil Review Committee was then examined by the group of ministers established in 2000. The group recommended the formal written character and pointed out lack of coordination with communication within various intelligence agencies. It said what? Various intelligence agencies we have in India, but they do not have a common communication point. So what did they recommend? The group of ministers recommended we will have a National Technical Research Organization, NTRO, modeled on the lines of US national security agencies, which would gather all the technical related aspects or intelligence gathering, which has the mandate of protecting the spy satellites or gathering information from spy satellites and even from unmanned aerial vehicles and drones. And even there was another body which was later formed on the recommendations of the Kargil Review Committee in intelligence gathering was Defense Intelligence Agency, a one-point defense intelligence gathering which gathers information for Army, Navy and Air Force. All the defense forces was also formed. Here comes a challenge now. Here comes a challenge. Because of this establishment, we have agencies like DIA, that is Defense Intelligence Agency, and IB, both have the mandate of collecting external intelligence rather than raw. So here comes a overlapping nature. Raw says why IB and why you have DIA, both have clashing roles. So we want an extreme role. So this is that. Earlier Raw was the only organization, but now both Intelligence Bureau and DIA have authority to conduct such operations. So my friends, we have learned much enough about the research and analysis thing, I hope so. Now we will go into the IB, that is also called Intelligence Bureau, one of the oldest institution of India. So the Intelligence Bureau is domestic internal security and counter-intelligence agencies under Ministry of Home Affairs. So it gathers all the intelligence related to domestic, which is domestic in nature or which is pan-India in nature. It was formed in the year 1887. It is one of the oldest intelligence gathering agencies, a central special branch, and is reputed for the oldest such organization in the world. So one can say Intelligence Bureau is the oldest intelligence gathering organization in the world. Until 1968, it handled both internal and external, but as we have said that after the formation of Research and Analysis Wing, the whole mandate of internal security has gone with the, or internal intelligence gathering has gone with the Intelligence Bureau. Okay. Next. Now we will learn about the Central Bureau of Investigation, my friends. Not much is more needed about the Intelligence Bureau, because everything happens within the Intelligence Bureau is very secret. That mandate is enough, more than enough. Now coming to the Central Bureau of Investigation, that is also called as CBI. Central Bureau of Investigation is the premier investigating police agency in India. It functions under the superintendence of Department of Personnel, Ministry of Personnel, Pension, Public Grievances, Government of India, which falls under the Prime Minister's office. One can say, if someone comes and tells you, friend, that CBI works under Home Ministry, then it is wrong. CBI works under the Ministry of Personnel, Pensions and Public Grievances. However, for investigation of offences under the Prevention of Corruption Act, it is under the superintendence of Central Vigilance Commission. It is under the superintendence of Central Vigilance Commission. It is also the nodal police agency when it comes to the interaction with the Interpol, okay, on behalf of the Interpol. And CBI has very greater role because, my friends, the conviction rate of the cases which are handled by CBI is around 65 to 70% when comparable to the best investigation agencies in the world. So let's see the historical background of establishment of Central Bureau of Investigation. During the period of World War II, what happened? There was a special police establishment, okay? Special police establishment in the year 1941 in the Department of War of British India to inquire allegations of bribery and corruptions in the war related to procurement. Special police establishment to inquire into the bribery or crimes which were conducted during the World War II in India. Later on, it was formalized as an agency of Government of India to investigate into allegations of corruption in various wings of Government of India by enacting the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. Okay, CBI derives power from investigation from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. So that's why I can say that CBI does not have its own statutory status, but it derives the power from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. In 1963, CBI was established by the Government of India with a view to investigate serious crime related to defense of India, corruption in high places, serious fraud, cheating, embezzlement and social crime, particularly of hoarding or black marketing and profiteering in essential commodities having all India and interstate ramifications. Within the passage of time, CBI started investigations in convention crimes. Okay, like what are the different crimes which are handled by CBI? One can say is kidnapping, hijacking, crimes committed by extremists and etc. Even in murder cases also we use CBI. What are the cases handled by CBI? Basically, as we see, the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act was majorly formed because of anti-corruption. Okay, so the first crime is against the anti-corruption crime. CBI works against anti-corruption crimes and it gathers intelligence about that. Especially it looks into the corruptions which are conducted by public officials and employees of central government under the Prevention of Corruption Act and PSUs also. Corporations or bodies owned and controlled by the Government of India. And even it looks into the economic crimes such as even looks into the bank fraud, cyber crimes and import-export foreign exchange crimes. All these crimes also it looks into. And apart from these export crimes, special crimes such as organized crimes, okay, on Indian land. And even it looks into the cases which are given to the CBI by the state governments or on the orders of the Supreme Court or High Court, such as cases of terrorism, bomb blast, kidnapping and ransom crimes committed by mafia and underworld. Okay, sumoto cases. Can CBI take the cases by its own? When it comes to the union territories, yes, it is possible that CBI can take the cases by its own. But when it comes to the state, it doesn't has any power. The state should give the permission to CBI to start the inquiry. If the state denies the permission, then CBI cannot do anything in this regard. But the High Court of the state and the Supreme Court of India can assign a particular case to the Central Bureau of Investigation, can order CBI to investigate a crime anywhere in the country without the consent of that particular state. So, Director of CBI. So who appoints the director of CBI? The director of CBI is till 2014 it was a different process, but after 2014 the process became more stringent and more open. It was publicly made. Okay, the director CBI as an Inspector General of Police, Delhi Special Police Establishment, responsible for the administration of the organization. Till 2014, CBI director was appointed on the basis of Delhi Special Establishment Act 1946, but in 2003 the act was revised on the Supreme Court recommendations in Vineet Narayan case. Please note down this case. A committee that had members from the Central Vigilance Commission, secretaries from Home Ministry, Ministry of Personal and Public Grievances would send recommendations to the central government for the appointment of CBI director. The CBI director will be selected from the holistic list which is sent by such institutions. So in the Lokpal Act 2014, the whole process was changed and the CBI director will be selected by a panel, okay, headed by Prime Minister. Other members will be the leader of opposition, okay, leader of opposition. When the leader of opposition is not present, the leader of the highest party which has seats in parliament, single largest opposition party, and the panel also contains the Chief Justice of India or a Supreme Court judge who is being appointed by the Chief Justice of India. Home Ministry sends a list of eligible candidates to the Department of Personnel and Training. Then DOPT prepares the final list on the basis of seniority. Not just seniority they take into consideration, it is very, very important. They take integrity into consideration and even experience in investigation of anti-corruption cases and sends it to the committee. Director of CBI has been provided security of tenure for 2 years. For 2 years by Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003. So what are the major challenges which were faced by the Central Bureau of Investigation? The Supreme Court has commented that caged parrot speaking in the master's voice. Supreme Court has commented on CBI that it has become a caged parrot which is speaking in its master's voice. That is, there is a higher politicization within the Central Bureau of Investigation. It has often been used by the government to cover up the wrongdoings, keep coalition allies in line and political opponents at bay. It has been accused of enormous delays in concluding investigations. For example, the inertia in probe against the high dignitaries in Jain Hawala Diaries case of 1990s. Okay. They even lost the credibility where we have seen the fight of directors of CBI, two different directors, chief of CBI and deputy director of CBI, Alok Verma case, you can see. Especially in the case of Bofar scam, Hawala scandal and Bhopal gas tragedy case, the CBI has been delaying the whole case long and it denied the justice to the people who have been suffered from this. And the limited powers of CBI is also a challenge, and restricted access, that is only when states permit the CBI to come inside the state, then only they can take up the case. Acute shortage of personnel is there and there is lack of accountability. CBI is exempted from the provisions of the Right to Information Act, thus lacking the right to accountability. So what we can do? What is the way forward? How you can improve the Central Bureau of Investigation's working? Is by delinking the Central Bureau of Investigation, especially from the political arena, okay, control of government, and to allow the Central Bureau of Investigation to recruit its own personnel. So we have to provide the Central Bureau of Investigation with a statutory status on par with the Comptroller and Auditor General. Okay, Comptroller and Auditor General or Election Commission will help to maintain the independence of the institution. Okay, and even you see 24th Departmental Related Parliamentary Standing Committee has given few recommendations in the regard to the Personal and Public Grievances Law Justice to CBI. Those include strengthen the human resource and increase the strength of CBI, better investment in infrastructure, give more powers related to union, state and concurrent list of 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, increase the financial resources and administrative empowerment with accountability are few of the recommendations which are given by the department related standing committee. And few other committees have also said separate enactment under the Central Bureau of Intelligence and Investigation Act and replace the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. They said we need a new law itself rather than Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. In 1976, LP Singh committee recommended enactment of a comprehensive central legislation to remove deficiency of not having a central investigation agency with self-sufficient statutory or charter of duties and function. Even the Second Administrative Reforms Commission 2007 also suggested a new law should be enacted to govern the working of Central Bureau of Investigation. So friends, I hope you understood and noted down each and every point what I have said here. Okay, these are all self-explanatory points, my friends. Especially when it comes to UPSC and internal security aspect, one need to be very aware with the points what you are noting. Because internal security has lot of conspiracies. If I start to say the stories, if I start to say those conspiracies, those are very happy for your ears, and it does not have any application in your exam. So all the points what I have taught you regarding these three institutions are more than enough, and they help you to solve your exam very well, and I hope you have understood my class. So friends, thank you for watching my video. This is Nikhil from Telugu One Academy. Thank you.